They had only meant to tease her, or so they claimed later. But when two recruits cornered the quiet woman near the gear station and reached for her duffel bag, they had no idea they were seconds away from humiliating themselves in front of the entire battalion. The room fell into an uneasy hush as one of them tugged the strap. She didn't resist. She simply watched, calm and unreadable, as if waiting for something they couldn't yet see coming. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. Her name was Elise Ward. To them, she was just another visitor on base soft-spoken. Dressed plainly, carrying nothing but a worn canvas bag. But inside, Elise felt every tremor in the air, every shifting footstep. The kind of instincts molded from years of reading danger before it appeared. She had returned to this base for the first time in 7 years, and nostalgia mixed with an odd, hollow ache. She wasn't here to impress anyone. She wasn't here to be recognized, but trouble found her anyway. One of the recruits laughed as he slid the zipper open. "Probably snacks," he said.
Right.
"Maybe makeup." The other snorted, eager for a show. Elise felt a small knot tighten in her chest. Familiar. Tension between letting things go and standing up for what dignity should never be taken. She could have stopped them with a word. She didn't. Not yet. A breeze slid under the hangar door, stirring dust into the beams of sunlight. A few soldiers nearby slowed their steps. Sensing something about the scene that didn't feel right, Elise noticed the tremble in her own fingers, not from fear, but from the sting of an old memory, how easily people assumed weakness when they saw quietness. She thought she'd left those judgments behind. She was wrong. The zipper reached the end. Inside the bag, under a neatly folded jacket, lay a single black beret with a small golden insignia stitched into the front. One the recruits didn't recognize it. One that carried weight, responsibility, and a rank far beyond any of their imaginations. "Hey, what is this?" a taller recruit muttered, lifting it halfway. Before Elise could respond, a sharp voice echoed across the hangar. "Recruits, step away from that bag." Sergeant Hale's boots struck the concrete with purpose as he marched toward them. The crowd parted quickly. His eyes weren't on the recruits. They were locked on Elise, with a mix of recognition and disbelief. Everyone watched him. Everyone waited. Right. The taller recruit rolled his eyes. "Sarge, we're just messing around." "She's not even Hale," cut him off, his voice booming. His throat tightened with a strange intensity that belongs to General Elise Ward. Silence. It wasn't the sergeant's authority that froze the recruits. It was the word he used, general, a word that cracked through the room like a fault line. A word none of them had expected to hear tied to the woman standing so quietly before them. Elise felt heat rise to her cheeks as the recruits' faces drained of color. She didn't smile, didn't gloat, didn't move. Her heartbeat thudded softly, an echo inside her chest. She hadn't come here for this kind of reveal. And yet, there it was, raw, unplanned, and painfully human. The taller recruit stammered. "Good general, but she's." "A war hero," Sergeant Hale said, stepping beside her with a deep, respectful nod. "And the reason half the men on this base are alive today?" Murmurs spread like a wave: astonishment, embarrassment, admiration. Elise felt the air shift, heavier now, almost reverent. She looked at the recruits who couldn't meet her eyes. Their trembling hands told her everything: fear, guilt, and a dawning realization that they had stepped far out of line. A moral tension lingered in the space between them. Elise could shame them. She could let Hale discipline them. She could walk away without a word. But leadership wasn't about pride. It never had been. Elise took a step forward and gently lifted the beret from the recruit's frozen hand. Her voice was soft, almost tender. "We all start somewhere," she said. "Just make sure where you're going matters more than where you've been." The recruits looked up, stunned not by anger, but by mercy. Hale exhaled, relief flickering across his face. A few soldiers even clapped, the applause spreading from a single pair of hands to a ripple of respect that filled the hangar with warmth instead of tension. Elise felt something settle in her heart, something steady, familiar, and right. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. And as Elise walked past the recruits, sunlight brushing her shoulders, she felt the moment echo the one she'd started with, the quiet woman standing alone. But this time, there was no mistaking the truth of who she was. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this story, leave a comment, share your thoughts, and subscribe to Whispered Words for more powerful tales like this. Your support helps the stories live on.